Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where today we are going to be installing BimmerTech's MMI Pro on our Mini Cooper Countryman S. Let's get straight into this. And today, I'm so happy to say that we are going to be installing the MMI Pro by BimmerTech on our 2014 Mini Cooper Countryman S. I have previously installed the MMI Pro on my car, my F10 535i, which you can see right there. And I have had absolutely nothing but love for it. I use it every single time I get in the car. It connects automatically. It's Android Auto. It's Apple CarPlay. I can literally connect to my Xbox and play on the Xbox on there. I can watch Netflix. I can actually AirPlay onto that. It's amazing. This technology is amazing and it's not that hard to install. And today I'm going to show you how to install it on your Mini Cooper Countryman. A full review of all the details and features and stuff will be coming later in the future, but for now I'm going to be installing it, and it's a little in-depth, but it shouldn't be too bad because actually BimmerTech sends you personalized instructions for your car and your product in your email when you buy a product. It literally just gets it delivered to you, so you don't have to guess how to do it or, look on YouTube how to do it. You just get it emailed to you. And before I go any further, I must say that BimmerTech is sponsoring today's video, and they have sent me the MMI Pro. They have, of course, like I said, sponsored the F10 535i, and I have nothing but good to say. And like I always say with sponsorships, this video is going to be completely neutral. It's not going to be biased. I'm not going to be for or against BimmerTech in any way. I'm going to give y'all my completely unbiased views and opinions on this product and their services. But before we can get to installing it, we have to actually open it up. So let's go over here, check out the box, and let's open it up. So I just got this. I haven't opened it yet. All right, let's go ahead. Look at that. Very nice packaging. BimmerTech. There it is. MMI Pro. This is, by the way, the top of the range user interface kind of like retrofit Apple CarPlay type thing that they offer. They have the MMI Pro and they also have right underneath it the MMI Prime. And also really quickly, make sure to use code BTBF-MotorRevs to get 10% off all orders site-wide and also 15% off all orders $1,500 or more. This deal only lasts until December 31st of this year, so get it in now for the Black Friday season. It's a really good discount that you should really take into consideration. I'll put a link to BimmerTech's website down below. And also, this code is the only way you can get any of these discounts on the entire website, so make sure because stock is limited and I know for a fact that these sell quick, especially during the Black Friday season. So like I said, check the link in the description. All right, let's get this out and open it up. Oh, really precise packaging. It's barely falling. All right. We have instructions right here. You're just a few steps away from making your BMW perfected. You can go to your account and also check your orders, and it will give you instructions for each order that you purchased. And of course, like I said, it will also email you the instructions. And here it is. This is the MMI Pro. This is the box right here. With this, of course, the MMI Pro, you have a higher resolution than the MMI Prime, and you get so many features that are just unbelievable. I mean, I actually didn't think that this little box would be as useful as it is every single day than it actually is. I mean, it's amazing. And it's already all the, the DIP switch settings are already set, so I just don't even mess with that or else you might, screw it up. But this is a very high quality product with very high quality results, and I have not gone a day without using it. Like I said, this is unbiased. It's just the truth. I really like this. And of course, now we're gonna put it in the Mini. So let's put this to the side and observe the really nice packaging. I like that. And here you have all the cables and harnesses. It might look like a lot, but like I said, there are instructions in your email and on the website in your account orders, so it shouldn't be too hard. And also, they do have regular updates for the software and the firmware, so it's really neat. You actually update it through this little USB right here. Super cool. So I guess that's really about it. I mean, not much to say other than, it's a little black box. Let's go ahead and start disassembling the Mini, putting this in and reassembling it. Let's get to it. So the first step actually in installing it is you gotta unplug the battery just for safety reasons. And the battery, if you didn't know, is right over here on the passenger side, at least passenger side here in the US. Go ahead and pop off this cover. There's the battery. Let's go ahead and unbolt it. And I like to put a little towel between the cable and the actual battery, just to prevent it from touching again and, reigniting the battery. That would really suck if we're working on the car with electrical components in our hand, right? So I'll put a little towel there. We should be good. All right, so the first main step is to go ahead and you see this solar sensor right here. We're gonna go ahead and remove that. Once we remove that, there should be a Torx screw right underneath it that we gotta remove to get rid of this little cover. Once we get rid of that, then this entire faceplate should be able to pop right off. This screw is a T20. I couldn't find it because, I couldn't see in there, so I had to keep guessing, but it is a T20. Once that's out, there's also another little screw back here. Same thing, T20. All right, this is off, now you can see there are a few Torx screws all around here holding the speedometer and the screen in, or at least a little frame around the speedometer and the screen. Go ahead and get those out, and once those are out, we'll be able to take off these side pieces. Now these side pieces, go ahead, same thing with the front faceplate. Put a little trim piece tool inside and just go ahead and pry them out towards the sides of the car. They come out very easily, so if they're not going out, don't force it, you might break it, but these are in perfect condition. Wow, they actually look brand new. I'm surprised at how good these look, but yeah, those are out. All right, next steps. Now that we have these two side pieces off, we're going to go ahead and remove the little rubber pieces right here in the cup holders, and we're also going to remove the rubber piece here. I shouldn't say remove, we should just move it back to reveal a hidden screw. Right there, you can see, same thing, T20. We're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove one underneath each of these cup holders, and there's also one, you can barely see it, right in front of the cup holders. Right there. I bet you didn't notice that was there. Me either, until I just, started doing this. But remove those 4 screws, and then after that, there are gonna be 3 screws on each side. So now the next step, which is actually kind of weird, I didn't think I would have to do this, is to remove these 2 side pieces here on the side of the car. You need to do this to remove some screws and to get some other screws down here loose so that you can pop everything off and then actually be able to access further and further inside of the car to be able to remove this little frame around the entire center console radio type area. So let's go ahead and start removing these 2 little pieces. All right, next step is to go down here where you can see there are 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and remove these 3, and this entire panel should pop right off. Once that's done right there, we're gonna go over to the other side, and we're gonna see that we have to remove the same thing on that side, the side panels over there, 2 side panels, and then we have to remove the glove box. So we'll get to that after we get this panel off. So now that we have this entire panel out, you don't really need to unplug it per se. I mean, you have more than enough room to access the next 2 screws, which are right there. We're gonna go ahead and remove these 2, and at the same time, or right after that, we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side to get access to the same 2 on the other side. So let's go ahead and remove those 2, and then we'll move on to the passenger side. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to remove this entire little side piece right here so that we can access a screw right over there to be able to remove the entire glove box. And of course, there's also gonna be some screws underneath the glove box itself, but we're gonna have to remove this black plastic piece right here to be able to access one of the screws. This should be just easily pryable, so let's try prying it out. Oh, and real quickly before I forget, there is one little clip right there at the top that you have to remove. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. All right, so here's where I'm at right now. I am currently removing the glove box, but it's not very easy at all. It's very annoying, it's very painful and time consuming, but I've removed these 3 Torx screws right here. I've removed one here, I've removed another one down here, I've removed another one over here, which you can barely see what's left of it right there. It's a really, really stupid system. I don't like it. This really sucks. You have to like unclip the airbag at the top here and just kind of like try to figure out how to get that screw out. It's really weird, but supposedly as soon as you finish getting that out, the glove box should in its entirety just kind of like slip right out. And once that happens, we can access the 2 screws, the last 2 screws holding this entire thing on. We can finally take the radio out and get to installing the MMI Pro. But I gotta figure this out, and it's not giving me an easy time. So I just figured it out. The only thing holding me back was this light being connected and this. So it did crack a little bit, but I'm sure it still works. But yeah, unplug the light first because that was the only thing that was holding me back. This system just sucks so much. I don't get it. I don't understand why it has to be this difficult. It's such a bad system, very poorly designed to remove. And I mean, I'm sure the car is not designed with removal in mind, but man, this really sucks. So let's put the whole glove box, and we have the last 2 screws right here, and somewhere, yep, right here, we can finally remove them. Alright, now that we have unscrewed everything, these 2 screws that were here, I got them all out. So now what we can do is we can finally get this entire thing off, is what's supposed to happen, right? But it's not coming off. I'm not sure what's preventing it. It looks like this frame right here, but I'm not sure how to take this off. I am going to see what I can do and figure this out real quick. Alright, sweet. Looks like we got that out finally. Now all that's left is to get this out of here, which looks like just the same T20 screws right here. And once this is out, we can finally access the back of this and start installing the MMI Pro. Alright, so here's what I have so far, and I'm sorry, this is so much more in depth than I thought it would be. I mean, this is insane. I don't want to like sway y'all away from doing this, but just know that it is a lot of work. I mean, I've had to take off most of the interior. This is really kind of annoying, honestly. So I have to tap into everything, literally. So all the cables, now I can finally route them all the way through the center console up to the dash, where it's now completely missing. So now I'm going to plug everything in, like I said. Also, I'm not going to be telling y'all exactly where the wiring and everything goes because each car is different. Some are CIC, some are NBT, some have different options. So I'm going to be plugging in mine where my instruction suggests for the CIC version. Yours will be slightly different, maybe. Check your instruction manual and plug everything in accordingly. And of course, if this is all too much work for you, you can take it to one of BimmerTech's certified installation locations. So you can take it to one of the places where they have certified that location to be able to install all of their products. So if this is too much work for you, but you still want to retrofit CarPlay, MMI, and all the other features, you can take it to one of those locations. Alright, I'm going to be plugging the LCD in with the straight one right here, and then same thing with the other side. Both straight ones go into right here, into the actual MMI Pro. Also, as you can see here, I'm removing the fiber optic cables from the stock, the OEM quad lock. I'm going to remove it and transfer this over to the new MMI Pro harness. I'm going to put it in the exact same location that it was, which was in this leftmost corner. So I'm going to go ahead, grab this and put it in the leftmost corner right here. Hear that nice click. I'm going to go ahead and connect the female end of the new one to the male end of the stock one. So I'm actually removing it and rerouting it through the back here, just for honestly for OCD and some peace of mind that everything is nice and as far back as possible. Alright, what I'm going to do now is, clearly everything is a mess. I mean, you can see it's just literally an ocean of cables everywhere. I am going to turn this on and see if it even works. Turn the ignition on. Hold the home button. Oh, there we go. Look at that. It works. So everything does in fact work. Play and everything. Color adjustments. Wow. Okay. So it does work. But yeah, everything is still loose as you can see, but it does work and it does display correctly. Everything fits correctly. Check that out. That is awesome. All right. It works. It's really easy. Actually, I just paired it. Which I will show y'all in the next video how to pair your phone, which is super, super easy. But I did get it to work and it looks fantastic. One thing that you may notice is it's being cut off at the top and the sides right here. But that's because, I mean, the screen itself is a rectangle, right? But the speedometer, as it's, you know, floating bezel over the screen, it's going to cut that off. So there's nothing that we can do about it. This is set for the small screen because this is the small screen for this generation. So it is going to cut off a bit, and we're getting a call right now. But yes, everything works. Everything looks great. Check this out. We got maps. We got all of our icons, all of our apps. Check this out. I mean, it works. It looks great. Now, the next step is to make everything look good and put it back together. Let's do that now. All right, so after a lot of work and a lot of cable management, you can see here, well, not really, because there's not a lot of lights, but you can see here, I have used more zip ties than there are blades of grass on this planet. I am very confident that absolutely nothing is going to move, shake, rattle, anything except that one. So I'm going to put another zip tie. But I have put zip ties everywhere. Actually, also, in case you didn't notice, I used double-sided tape to actually hold the MMI Pro on. It's completely stiff and it's not going to move anywhere. I have these two cables, of course, for the front faceplate of the entire console, but everything should have enough room to clear for installation. Actually, over here, I also almost finished doing this. I've put this on, mocked it up almost, and I've, of course, plugged in the aux, which I've had to run through the entire thing all the way up into the back of the head unit. Like I said, the only reason I'm not showing y'all exactly how to do the wiring is because each car is different and you have different options, different generations, everything is slightly different. So refer to your instructions manual for your car that BimmerTech emails you, and if they don't email it to you, which they should, check your account information and your orders because it should be right there. But once you have the instructions and you get to this step, it's not that bad. I mean, you just gotta wire everything up, gotta plug everything in, route the cables, and make sure that USB stays visible. This USB right here, because this USB is what you're going to use to update your firmware. So you need to make sure it's in a spot that's visible and, you know, hidden if you'd like. And also, I've actually forgot to mention real quickly, this is completely wireless. I mean, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, completely wireless. It's just Wi-Fi. You don't even need like cables. It's completely wireless, which is awesome. And it's actually able to be taken with a front camera and a rear camera. So we're also in the process of installing a rear camera. You can see the cable here that we're gonna route to the back. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make a video for it because this is a lot of work. BimmerTech did not supply the camera. They do, however, make cameras for pretty much all models on their catalog. And it's as close to OEM as possible. If not, I think it's actually, they use OE parts, which is pretty insane. You can get yourself a camera as well. And of course, if you use code BTBF-MotorRevs, you get 10% off of that order. But yeah, we're also installing a backup camera because this car does not have a reverse camera and it's not very easy. And this is our first time actually doing that because all of the cars that we've had has either, you know, not had one and we've been fine with it, or had one but you know, this is not primarily my car, so I prefer the driver who mainly uses this car to have a reverse camera. So that's why we're putting a reverse camera. But yeah, this MMI Pro allows you to take a front and reverse camera. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, we're almost more or less done here. I figured out, you know, where to put the USB, the camera and everything. The microphone as well, I forgot to mention. I plugged in the mic because we got to go all the way around the dash and up through the A-pillar, around the headliner and over around here to the microphone. Where is it? There it is. The microphone and also something here. I'm not exactly quite sure what this is, but this is for my generation since I have the CIC. I don't know if the NBT is the same or if, you know, the F60 is the same. I don't know. But yeah, I have to route the microphone cable all the way up through the A-pillar and through the headliner. Like I said, this is not a very, you know, walk in the park kind of job. It's very, very involved, very in-depth. And I said it was hard earlier. It's not hard. It's just tedious. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of removing, a lot of screws. I mean, a lot of screws. I mean, it's not a stroll, but it's fun and I enjoy doing this. So if you like doing this, you will love doing this because it's just fun, you know, taking the car apart, learning it, putting it back together. I enjoy doing this. And of course, at the end, the driver who drives this car will have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, HDMI streaming, AirPlay. You can play video games on it, literally. It's awesome and it's so worth it. So I'm gonna keep going at it. I think I'm at like the 70% completion mark. Let's keep going. So I did a little bit of building off camera. You can see here. I did some mining off camera. It's a lot of work that I did because I put everything back together. I went ahead and I got us some diamonds. It's epic. Yeah, it didn't take too long, actually, just reverse of everything that I did earlier. So let's go ahead and finish this up and then let's see if it works. All right, so what y'all just saw me do is I just tapped into the microphone. So what I did is I had to remove the A-pillar, remove the mirror, and remove the center light area so that I can actually pull the front of the headliner down so that I can fish the extension from the MMI Pro for the microphone all the way across through the dash, all the way up through here, and all the way here to the microphone. I tapped into it. It was like a T cable, so I simply just plugged in one end of the microphone to the cable, and then the other end went back down that way. I don't exactly know where it goes or what all is going on over here, but I'm now tapped into the microphone, so now the MMI Pro can have full access to the microphone. I actually didn't do this on my car. I thought it was too much, you know, going out of the way for something very simple, and because of that, I have to use the actual BMW interface microphone as a call, and then the MMI for audio. I can't use the microphone with the MMI. I have to use it through the BMW interface, and I kind of regret it. I should have done it the correct way like I did it here. So make sure that you do tap into the microphone so you have full access to the microphone and all of the audio, you know, features and everything, because if not, you're gonna have to use two different connections at the same time. I've been doing it. It works fine. It's okay. But this is the right way. So now, you know, the BMW interface or mini interface is pretty much obsolete now. You don't even need to use it for any audio, no streaming, no calls, anything. This does everything for you, the MMI. So like I said, make sure to tap into it. It's kind of out of the way, but it's not that hard at all. Just a few screws, remove it, and then you can tap into it right there, and we are good to go. Well, that's it. We're done installing it. All right, well, we are done. We are finally done. It's still a bit messy because, you know, I have all of my tools everywhere. I still have to pick up all the tools. And of course, this side is still not finished, only because we're still routing the cable for the reverse camera all the way towards the back right now. We're installing the rear camera, which is not really easy, honestly. It's a lot of, you know, disassembling and just holes and cables and stuff, but we'll do it. But that's not going to be in this video because, you know, this is about the MMI Pro, which is now successfully installed. Of course, you know, I believe the last thing that I spoke about was just reassembling everything. You know, I did a little bit of building off camera, but everything is back together and everything looks really nice. You wouldn't even be able to tell, honestly. The only thing that would give it away is this little aux thing right here, but I don't even mind that. You really just don't even notice. This, of course, is just for the aux for the audio. It goes all the way through here, up through here, and into the MMI Pro. But everything works as it should. Volume works. Everything is correct. Everything is back where it should be. Microphone works. Tested it out with a call. Sounds clear as day. I am so impressed with how this turned out. But if we go ahead and turn the ignition on for a little bit, you can see here, you still have, of course, access to the regular interface. But if you go ahead and you hold the home button for about 3 to 5 seconds, you get the MMI Pro interface right here. And it's pretty quick, actually. Opens up, it loads up, and you have full access to everything. You have all of the settings that you could ever need. You have access to everything, all of the settings that you'd need: connections, audio, display, parking system, everything. You also have mirroring, screen mirroring, you can iOS AirPlay, you can Android Auto Link, you get inputs for the HDMI and USB, you get Android Auto, you get Apple CarPlay. This thing has so many features, it's insane. And they're not even gimmick. I actually use most of these features every day on my F10 535i. This car is going to be so much more fun and more like interactive to drive with now, finally, with an actual interface that has actual updated features, because this car is now 10 years old and it has no modern technology of, you know, of this sort, but now it does, and it's so awesome, bringing the modern day to this modernish car. It's awesome. But a full video reviewing all of the features and things that this thing can do will come in the future, not this video. This was just installation. Again, if you want to pick up one of these, make sure to use code BTBF-MotorRevs, get 10% off all orders. You will not regret it. It's absolutely amazing. Wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It's so cool. But like I said, next video we'll be reviewing all of the features and everything that this thing can do, which is a lot. Okay, so crazy story. While we were installing this, this is me from the future. We finished everything. Everything was fully put back together, which we're about to see in a little bit. And we were installing the reverse camera when we realized that we didn't connect one of the cables to the actual MMI Pro for power. We only had video. So I took everything apart completely, again, a second time. Now the funny part is, this cable right here, we already did it. We already connected it. So not only did we forget that we connected it, we went through the entire thing, or well, I went through the entire thing again, disassembled the entire thing, only to realize that, oh wait, actually, yeah, we did do it. So yeah, now I gotta put everything back together for the second time, just because of this little cable right here that we already did. But, you know, everything's in, it's installed. That's about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Take care.